Hi, Hannah, right?
Yes.
It's good to see you. Did you make it here okay and everything?
I did, thank you.
Okay, good. As you know, I'm Aubrey Meeks. It was... Okay, sorry, that was really...
You were fine.
Okay, sorry, I get weird. Okay, so... Start over, sorry. Hey, Hannah, it's really good to see you. Did you make it here okay?
I did, thank you.
I know that the roundabout out there is a little crazy. It can be weird traffic, but...
Yeah, my GPS didn't really know what it was doing.
Yeah. Well, it's great to see you, finally meet you. As you know, my name is Aubrey Meeks. I'm a graduate student at George Fox. Just working on some counseling hours and hoping that we can meet whatever needs that you have today. So, I do also want to let you know, as it is our first session, about confidentiality. Everything stays in this room between you and me, except in instances of child or other abuse, possible harm to yourself or others, and also possible threat of terrorism. Now, we know that maybe terrorism won't happen, I don't know, but it can always come into play. So, just want to let you know that ahead of time, but other than that, everything is safe and stays here between you and me. So, why don't you tell me about what's bringing you in today?
Well, so I'm 30. I'm single. And I feel like I'm on this path, and I date a lot. And I have this weird situation with a guy, and I just feel like it's time to maybe talk to someone about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm here for.
Gotcha. So, being single at 30 feels it's been a while, and you're having some relationship stress that you would like to work out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Gotcha. So, tell me more about this relationship that didn't work out.
Well, so it's kind of still ongoing. So he lives in my building.
He lives in your building?
Yes, he lives in my building. So, okay. So this has been a situation that's been going on for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I have a dog, and he's been walking my dog for the past 8 months.
Okay.
And we've just been friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in a previous relationship before him and I, and so I'm trying to make sure that I'm always an honorable person.
Yeah.
So even though I kind of felt like there might have been an attraction between the two of us, like I was in a relationship, so that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
But he's always been the kind of guy who's just done nice things for me. So he, like I said, taking my dog on a walk for literally the past 8 months.
Wow.
And like every week.
Yeah.
And started like leaving me gifts and like things like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
So a few months ago, I felt like, okay, I'm really starting to have feelings for this person.
Mm-hmm.
And my relationship wasn't going anywhere. It was breaking up anyway, and so I decided to end it with this person and start dating this guy in my building. So we've been hanging out for like the past few weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and then I felt like things were getting serious, and in that, like, I felt a real connection to him. I thought he felt a real connection to me. And then, like, he just stopped talking to me. And just, like, completely ended communication. It's really awkward because we do live in the same building, so, like, he will get off elevators that I get on, and, like, all of this kind of weird nonsense.
Wow.
And, like, he sent me an email that said, like, I just am a completely oblivious person, and that I wasn't attending to him and his needs and things like that. So I tried to talk to him about it. Nothing emailed him back, no response. So it's just a really weird situation.
Yeah.
And I feel like I get into these situations. And like I said, I feel like I'm getting older, and I would like to settle down. So yeah, I just feel like, what's going on? What's wrong with me?
Yeah. So you're having a hard time locating what's keeping you from progressing in these relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really interesting situation.
It is.
Yeah. I'm sorry that you experienced that. That email sounds like it was pretty brutal.
Yeah, it was not fun. And it felt like it came out of the blue. Like, I don't understand. So.
Yeah. So, I wonder, what do you feel like was working in that relationship? Like, how were you connecting with him that made you feel like it was, something really good and something that you would like to settle down in?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, I just, he's been pursuing me for so long.
Yeah.
So I felt really safe when we decided to get together. And I just thought that it was good.
Yeah.
I've been on different dates, and just, you just know when things don't click. You just know when it's not going anywhere. And it just felt good with him. So that's kind of why I thought things were going to work out.
Yeah. Have you had any experiences similar where you felt really connected and like it was working and someone just...
Well, I have had several long-term boyfriends in the past, and I kind of always knew when it was just kind of a temporary thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, would you say that this is the first one that you really felt like this could lead somewhere?
I don't know. I don't know if I thought that far ahead.
Yeah.
But I felt like it was good. I felt like we were on the same page, that we were, like I said, connecting. And for him just to stop talking to me, I just don't understand.
Yeah. Sounds like there wasn't a lot of closure there.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, and I don't know how to get that, because I've reached out to him and tried to talk to him. Nothing. It's just like a blank slate.
Yeah. So, if this situation in particular could wrap up in its most ideal way, what do you think that would look like?
Well, I think I just want him to tell me what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand.
Yeah.
And even if it's me, I want him to tell me what I did wrong.
Yeah.
And why it didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that would be good. I also just, just this 180 of, he worked so hard for so long, and I'm, was I just not good enough once he realized what I was, like, in earnest? I don't know.
Yeah. So, it sounds like you think that some of it might have been your fault.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Which is hard when you feel like there might be some blame, but there's no explanation, there's no end.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely a tough situation.
It is, and I feel like I just want to move. Like,
Get out.
Get away from it. Get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been doing other weird things. Like, I'm friends with our concierge, and she was saying that he's, like, sold his furniture. And, like, so is he moving? Like, is he just wanting to get out of the building because of me? Like, I just don't understand what's going on.
Yeah. So, do you think that you need resolution with him before you could move on?
I think that would help.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't understand why we didn't have a connection.
Yeah.
Like I thought.
Yeah.
And, you know, what am I even moving on to?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't like being in this situation over and over again.
Yeah. Wondering what's next, wondering if there's anything to hope for.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So.
Yeah. Are there relationships that you've experienced and other people you know that give you hope that something like that's out there?
Well, I mean, I have girlfriends who got married.
Mm-hmm.
They're married. But, like, I don't know if they're happy. It feels like once you kind of get married, then you kind of disappear.
Yeah.
And I don't see those people anymore. And, like, I don't have a good relationship with my mom. So, I just, I don't see my parents' relationship as anything that's special.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Sounds like marriage in general hasn't always had the best connotation.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like, and then, it's confusing because what am I even striving for then?
Yeah.
Like, do I really have this need to be married? Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of sad.
Yeah. What makes it sad for you?
Well, like, will I just marry anybody? Do I just have to be married?
Mm-hmm.
That's not who I want to be.
Yeah.
So what am I looking for?
Right.
What am I trying to get to?
Yeah. So kind of the overarching question of, do I even want marriage? What am I even striving for?
Right. Right. And I don't know the answer to those questions.
Yeah.
Even though, and this is the part that just feels so crazy, especially with this guy, is that, like I say, we had such a connection, and I feel like we had such a connection, like real love feelings.
Yeah.
And what does that even mean? And if I don't know a lot of people who are super happy in their marriage, but I know I want that.
Yeah.
So it's
definitely
confusing.
Yeah, confusing and murky,
Mm-hmm.
kind of unclear.
Right. Exactly. Unclear.
Yeah. So maybe if we shelf the marriage part of the equation, that has some murkiness and lack of clarity and maybe uncertainty, I wonder what are some other things in your life right now that bring you contentment, or things that you hope in the future would bring you contentment other than romance?
Well, I love my job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a nurse practitioner, actually.
Yeah.
But I do my work. It's not online,
Mm-hmm.
like it's secure, but it's over the phone, or not over the phone, over the computer. And then I see adolescent clients in my clinic.
Wonderful.
So I feel really good about that. And
Yeah.
I'm in like a financial situation where I'm fine.
Yeah.
Happy to, so that's good. That's,
Yeah.
Something that I don't have to think about.
Mm-hmm.
And I've, been in different places in the world, and I've been able to travel and things like that. So I have that part of my life that does feel complete.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm self-sufficient.
Right.
Something that brings me confidence
Mm-hmm.
in myself. So I guess there's those things.
Yeah.
So
Some good stuff, some solid stuff that you can stand on.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do have that.
Yeah. And would you see that continuing into the future? I mean, as certain as we can be,
Right. No, absolutely.
Mhm.
This is kind of another part of the problem.
Yeah.
Is so like I have my scripts at home, and he saw them, and like knows where they are in my house, and
Your scripts for your clients.
yeah, and I didn't realize it when we first got together, but he's a lawyer,
All right.
and so there's a possibility that things could get weird
Gotcha.
with that.
I'm largely unfamiliar with medical law, so I'll throw that out there. Our code of ethics is a little different, and so I'm curious, like, is there some legal issues there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just with this like 180 that's happened, I'm unsure of what he's going to do. And it's really stressing me out.
Mm-hmm.
Really stressing me out.
Yeah. Well, being unsure of whether or not he's using that information for something.
Yeah, and I could be reported.
Right.
And I could get in trouble.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it sounds very anxiety producing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, in the email that he sent you, was there any indication of him knowing those kind of things, or?
Well, so one thing that I did that I shouldn't have done, but I told him about it after, was that I had a background check done on him.
Okay.
Just because I have that capacity, I can see those things. So like I didn't look into anything specific, but I just, because he was in my home where those things are that I have, I wanted to check on him.
Yeah. And feel safe.
And feel safe, exactly. But one thing that he did say in the email was that, like, he said he was okay with it.
Yeah.
Like, after I did it, I told him about it. He said that was okay, and he understood.
Mm-hmm.
But in that email, he was saying that, like, that was a huge breach of privacy, and that he wasn't comfortable with that. So, yeah, I don't know. And I talked to my dad about it. Like, he's familiar with law and started his own company and stuff like that. And basically, he's just told me not to talk to him at all, like cut off complete communication.
Yeah.
And I have. It's just hard. I see him in the halls. And,
Right.
I want to talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Painful, like, anxiety producing on a professional level, but also personal level.
Right, exactly. So, I don't know what's going to happen with that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I feel like I literally during the day, like I zone out, like, and I'm just worried. I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. It sounds like it would be consuming, and that anxiety is kind of taking over your thoughts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that kind of anxiety something you've experienced in the past?
Well, I mean, I guess I would say that I've kind of always been an anxious person.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in the field, so I'm kind of thinking like I work with a lot of anxious clients, and I can understand feelings of like rumination and just having those kind of thoughts. So I guess I would say that. But I've never really, I've never gotten to the point where it's like bad.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What does bad look like for you, or mean for you?
Well, it would mean like I, couldn't do my job, or I couldn't function.
So like incapacitating, like that point.
Yeah.
Like you feel like you're still able to function and be a part of life.
Right, exactly.
Gotcha.
And I've never been to that point. But yeah, it's like pretty bad right now.
Yeah, understandably so. Like there's so many stressors like involved right now. I mean, I know I'd be really anxious, so it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So I guess in the presence of uncertainty and not knowing for sure, like, those things stink, but it also gives us a really cool opportunity to just, like, dream and project and maybe think, I may not know what's there, but what would I like to be there? Or, if I could create it, what would it look like? And I'm curious if you've gotten the opportunity to do any of that.
I don't know. I mean, like, just happy, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, that's the goal.
That's so easy. But, I mean, just, like, wondering what he's thinking and being able to understand what happened.
Yeah.
And, and even if he's not the right guy for me, like, finding that person.
Yeah. And having, that information so you don't replicate the same experience.
Right, exactly. Like, if it's me, like, that's okay. I just, I need to know.
Yeah.
So, and it might be me. It could definitely. So.
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, every relationship is a two-way street, so,
Right.
I'm sure it sounds like that he has some, issues with confrontation and other things that, probably contributed. I doubt it was all you.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense that he spent 8 months, like, pursuing me.
Yeah.
And, like, then just after a few weeks, like, just stopped.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
So,
maybe if we're, like, thinking of a list for some goals for our time together, one might be just understanding yourself, understanding the situation better. Does that sound like something you're wanting? Or?
yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I want to know myself better, and I want to be able to understand, my flaws, so that I know what I'm walking into.
Yeah.
In my next relationship.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. So definitely that understanding piece. Are there any other goals that you can think of right now that might help you getting to where you might want to be?
Not getting sued would help, but
Not getting sued.
That would
Yeah.
be something.
That one, that one's up to the
Exactly.
that guy. So we'll just cross our fingers for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think just knowing myself better.
Yeah.
And just maybe even if I'm not meant to be married, or if I'm not meant to, have that, that I can just be kind of comfortable.
Yeah.
In it.
Yeah. Be comfortable with whatever the future can hold.
Right.
Yeah. Those sound like great goals.
Yeah.
We'll see. Oh goodness. Well, just about 5 more minutes. Is there anything else you want to bring to the table, or you want to talk about today?
Let's see. So, covered several things. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. So you said you were an intern?
Yeah.
You're an intern.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what does that mean?
Okay, so being an intern, it just means that I'm working towards getting my clinical hours for licensure. So I'm, fully trained. I have experience under my belt in classes and theory, and I'm just getting the experience needed. So in order to get licensed, you have to have 2,000 clinical hours. So I mean, that's a lot. We just sit with people and do therapy and get experience. I also have a supervisor, so I meet with him weekly to discuss cases and to make sure that my clients are getting the care and the professionalism that you guys deserve and you're worth. Also, it means that all my sessions are recorded, just so you're aware of that. If it's something you're not okay with, I'd be happy to refer you. But that is a part of it, and it's to ensure that you're getting the care that you need. And the only people then that, have access to that are myself and my supervisor. So it, doesn't make me scared or uncomfortable with, anything you're going to bring to the table. It just means that, I have a little less experience and someone with more experience making sure that you're getting taken care of.
Okay.
Definitely should have brought that up at the beginning. I apologize for that.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah. But know that, whatever legal information you share, as long as it's not harming another person, does stay between us. So that's, not something that's going to be affected by my intern status.
Okay.
Just so you don't have to have anxiety about the situation.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I would hate to add to any of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I really enjoyed our time together today. And if you'd like to schedule another appointment, we can do that for you outside. Yeah. So it was really great meeting you, and I hope to see you next week. Okay. Okay. Bye. LOL. I forgot to say I was an intern.
No, you did say you were an intern. You just didn't know.
I didn't explain it. Okay.